So hi, I'm Landon Auld. I'm from Minnesota. I've lived in Minnesota for 22 years of my life. That's where I attended my undergrad at the University of Minnesota. From there, I commissioned into the U.S. Army, and I served the past 6 years as an intelligence officer and a field artillery officer, getting to travel all over the United States and getting to jump across the world a little bit here and there. After my time of roughly 6 years, I chose to transition out, and currently now at UNC getting my MBA. So I chose to transition because I reached my time commitment in the military, and I sat down, just kind of reflected on what I wanted to do long term. And I decided the military wasn't it. So I started looking at other options of getting out in the civilian workforce. And I knew I needed to help me pivot careers from the military to somewhere else. I knew I needed a tool, and I saw the MBA as that tool. I did that research, and it ultimately led me to choose doing an MBA. The biggest thing for me is the finance education I wanted to get, because I have an undergraduate degree in economics, and going into the military, didn't really use any finance skills. So I didn't have much to offer, I thought, to the civilian workforce within the finance career field that I wanted to do. And the MBA was an opportunity for me to network and gain that knowledge specifically within finance to help me boost my resume, my confidence, and my knowledge really to succeed. I think the biggest skills are the time management, the organization, and the structure that comes from the military. It's definitely helped me in my MBA because it is busy. There are a lot of things going on. You have to be not afraid to say no, because there's so many things. And being able to manage your time, organize, keep a calendar schedule has been vital. People management skills, something we had in the military, especially as an officer, managing people and working relationships. I've definitely carried that over within my classes, my group projects, my teachers and clubs. And I know being at the MBA has definitely helped my public speaking, my presentation, stuff like that, because they harp on that and they give you classes on that. So it's definitely, from my military to now, it's definitely starting to mesh together and seeing the importance of it. For me, it was a combination of just kind of like the overall environment, the school and the city of Chapel Hill had, the curriculum, there was heavy in finance, which I was looking for. And then I was also selected as a Dean's Fellow, part of the MBA program. So that was a unique opportunity I got to be chosen for. And then also just the connections with the Veterans Association at the Kenan-Flagler Business School already, in discussions with them. They just made it an overall easy fit for me, easy decision, somewhere I knew I could fall into, make friends, get a good education, and really just continue my career post-MBA. Overall, for me, I found it really smooth and easy. It was lengthy, but overall, as long as I had a timeline that I set up 3 to 4 months out before the application was due, and I kind of just made a checklist, went off of that. And I knew I had the UNC admissions staff team an email away if I had any questions that were outstanding or anything like that. But from submitting the application, going through the interview process, and then finding out the final decision, it was overall very smooth. And they were very upfront with you. They let you know what the timeline was, and they were pretty strict on that. And they were pretty on point of when information would come out. And so for me, I didn't have any bumps in the road, really. It was surprisingly easier than most would think, honestly. As long as you put up the time, have a window to work through, it goes through by fast. So the MBA here, we have a Veterans Association. It's made up of all the MBAs who were prior veterans or currently serving active duty who are getting their MBA at this time. And there's roughly 30 in my first year class, and there's roughly another 30 in the second year class. So there's roughly well over 50 of us. And it's just kind of like a diversity club, essentially, just a group of where we can go get information from other veterans, how they went about the MBA process, particularly for prospective students that I was at the time. And I'm able to just understand their process, what they went through in the overall upbringing to get in the MBA. And essentially it's just carried over into my first year so far, just a close-knit group of guys and gals. We just get along, we're able to do events together and kind of do the MBA together at the same time. So I chose corporate finance because I know post-MBA, or at least long-term, I want to work within finance. Whether that's in a corporate finance office of a Fortune 500 company, a startup, or just a small company, something like that, I know I want to move into finance. And so I knew the corporate finance concentration was going to be perfect for me. Give me the balance of electives, focusing in finance that I know I needed, but also just exposing me to new areas of finance that I hopefully will use one day. Then I chose the consulting focus because I was fortunate to get a consulting internship this upcoming summer. And so I was in my best interest, I thought, to take some of the classes within the consulting focus to help me identify those weaknesses or strengths that I have, but also build new skills within consulting, whether that's problem solving, storytelling, and just kind of analyzing problems as a whole. And then really the consulting focus, it's kind of the secondary one for me. So if I want to make it a full one, I can, but really it's just kind of there to help me prepare for my internship and maybe post MBA skills as well. I would say the first element is the variety of different classes we can take as an MBA. We have our structured core business classes that everybody's required to take. But once you complete those, you branch off into your electives under your concentration, or really any concentration. There's no limit. And there's just a plethora of choices you can take to get a diverse background in really any area of business, whether that's marketing, operations, business strategy, finance. We even have real estate courses, data analytics. There's so much, and that element has just been surprising and something I look forward to. The second element would be the career clubs and their drive to help students navigate the internship and full-time job search. And these clubs are run by second-year MBA students, so it's students helping students get internships or full-time jobs. I think that it's been key because the second years they have the experience, they went through it and they're able to share it, and it's really helped a lot of the students and my classmates this internship cycle, and we'll hope to carry it on next year as second-year MBA students. For me, I'll be interning at PwC as a consultant in their deals transformation practice. I was fortunate because I got it. I applied to they have a pre-MBA consulting program for pre-MBAs who haven't started yet. I was fortunate to apply. I got in, and it was a 2-week little internship with PwC over the summer before the MBA started. And I did that. I did well enough. They gave me a return offer to internship again for the full 8 weeks now this upcoming summer. So it was a very unique opportunity that I got, and so it kind of made my internship search a little easier because I had it coming into business school, whereas a lot of people recruited during business school to get their internship. So it was a very unique opportunity I'm grateful for. Hopefully long term, hopefully I crush the internship and hopefully get a full-time offer. That would be the goal. That's kind of where it stands now. When thinking about the question, I thought truthfully no, because I thought I did all my due diligence. I asked hundreds of questions to the MBA admissions team, the perspective of other students, and I thought I really knew everything, and it has checked out. But one thing I guess that has been surprising is the relationships you build, because they talk about it all the time. You're going to be close-knit with these students, and you're going to form lifelong friendships. I thought it was more like undergrad, where there's 5,000 of us, you only know a handful from there. But really, the MBA, there's 250 of us. We've really gotten to know each other through the core business classes, other clubs, activities like that. And so really, the relationships have been surprising to me and something I was not expecting that I would have, especially this fast too, because by the first 3 months, you've already got a group of friends who are all doing the same thing as you, and those relationships have carried over this far. And it's something the alumni talked about, how they keep in touch with their fellow classmates. And I expect that to happen over the next year and a half. And then post MBAs, just keep those connections going, which has been really surprising. Career clubs, the consulting club, the corporate finance club, those really just help you with the internship, the full-time job search, kind of networking with alumni within your career field. Then you got specialty clubs, whether that's like analytics or like a finance club, just kind of build more knowledge I've been a part of. There are the diversity clubs, the veterans clubs, LATAM, other diversity clubs you can get involved with. There's sport activity clubs, baseball, basketball, football, all these sports clubs students want to bring together, which I've been able to be a part of and build friendships there. I think for me, the biggest thing I'm doing preparing is taking the finance courses that I know I have no knowledge in, that's giving me the knowledge and skills to better prepare myself in the working world. But also we have our career and leadership team at UNC who's helped me prepare for interviews, for talking to companies and networking, to help ask the right questions so I know what I'm walking into. Then there's just also the simple networking activity with UNC alumni and other military veterans at companies I'm interested in. I'm able to talk with them, reach out to them, and they reach back without hesitation and make the time to sit down and talk with me and tell me how it really is out in the real world and how I can better prepare myself while at UNC to be prepared for the working world. And I think those aspects have really just combined together to make it hopefully an easy transition eventually once I graduate from UNC. think coming from the military, they always talk about have a 5-year, 10-year plan. So for me, I kind of have one in the back of my mind. Hasn't been as strong, but for me, I hope to one day be a CFO, whether that's 5, 10 years down the road. I know it's going to take some time, but I hope by 10 years from now, long term, I'm a CFO of a Fortune 500 company. 5 years from now, I hope to just be within an office where I'm having fun, enjoying the work I do within finance, whether no matter the industry or whatever it is. I just kind of want to get out there and kind of get the working experience for myself and then go from there. I think the simple advice I would give is to reach out to the other MBA veterans that are at that school, because they're going to help you out no matter what. They're going to answer the questions to you. They're not going to sugarcoat it. They're going to be upfront with you, let you know how it is and how you can best fit into that program. And if there's other areas or how the concentrations are and stuff like that. And so the biggest thing is just to reach out and ask the questions, because you have the time before the application is due and you have during the application. You have that time to build up and ask those questions. And that's what helped me. And I think it would help them specifically.